Nigeria is looking forward to increasing power generation from 4,000 to 6,000 megawatts in the next 6 months as the country is re-strategizing to attract various foreign investments. Nigerian Navy has warned criminals to desist from crude oil theft and other illegal activities. Plus, trending news in the world of sports. This is the outlook of Panorama today with me, Zenret Dingwon. Thanks for joining us. It was a week-long set of meetings and conversations on the global economy at the Spring Meetings in Washington, D.C. with the Nigerian delegation led by Minister of Finance Wale Edun. Muplang Dakok reports that among many things, Nigeria looks forward to the ratification of the third chair of the IMF for Sub-Saharan Africa. It also looks forward to increasing power generation from 4,000 megawatts to 6,000 in the next 6 months, as well as attracting various investments for the country.
With a bigger say for Africa through an additional chair, an additional seat on the board of directors of the IMF, we help to complete that process, and I think that is a major success for Africa as a whole. In terms of remittances, it is clearly one of the ways in which we can boost foreign exchange supply and investment, funding for investment in the country.
The policymakers who say they are mindful to tackle infrastructure, security and other challenges through prudent management of resources also had discussions with international money transfer organizations to set up a collaborative task force to drive economic growth in Nigeria. And Vice President Kashim Shatima is confident that the Naira will continue to appreciate at the forex market as the federal government will not relent in its reformative monetary policies. He said this when a delegation of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria paid him a courtesy visit in his office at the State House in Abuja. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
These stakeholders are committing their expertise in supporting government's drive towards addressing the economic challenges. Vice President Kashim Shatima appreciates their will, noting that the dollar will further crash against the Naira. He recalled the quality of leadership provided by President Tinubu as governor of Lagos State, which laid the foundation for the massive development witnessed in the state, and that will be replicated in a larger scale.
This government headed by President Tinubu is poised to redefine the meaning and concept of modern leadership. I have worked closely with him. I have seen his soul. Honestly, the president's obsession is to live in a place of glory. His obsession is to transform this country, is to catapult this nation to a higher pedestal. Beyond that, it's not about primitive capital accumulation. No, it's not about money. He has the money. But he wants to leave a legacy. A legacy of qualitative leadership. Because the hope of the black man, the hope of Africa, rests on this nation.
The President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, urged the Tinubu administration to ensure a significant upswing in the phase of alternative policy measures that promotes credit access, stimulate investment, and support entrepreneurship.
The fundamental changes that have come with the removal of subsidy, the unification of the currency, has opened up a lot of opportunities which we believe that the government can fast track with a couple of policies and measures that we have discussed with the Vice President, and we have profiled some solutions which can be implemented. And we have been assured by the Vice President that a couple of these are practical, they are doable, and he intends to consult with the President.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shatima has urged Nigerians to live peacefully and learn how to accommodate each other. He made the appeal when a delegation from the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, led by its president, paid him a visit. The vice president was responding to an appeal made by the Anan president for land in Abuja to enable the association relocate its university to the FCT.
And we are assuring government we are always on top of the accounting profession. And accountants, of course, will not disappoint their trust, the trust from government, because we have the necessary will. We have a disciplinary committee, we have a disciplinary tribunal. Where any accountant errs, we know how to tame them.
The Anan president said there was need to introduce a new value orientation where the issue of discipline will become a culture for Nigerians, even as the association recommends the setting up of Anti-Corruption Recovery Investment and Management Commission to prevent the relooting of recovered assets in the country. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila.
And good news for the Nigerians in the diaspora, as the diaspora mortgage scheme will be in operation within the next 3 months, says the Nigerian Diaspora Commission and the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. The assurance was given during a strategic meeting between the two parties, drawing out next steps on the continuity of the diaspora mortgage housing scheme project, which has reached an advanced stage. Deborah Balabubo reports.
The NIDCOM boss, Abike Dabiri Erewa, agreed with the Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank Nigeria, Mr. Shehu Usman Usidi, that an extended 3-month test run will be done to avoid lapses on the portal in the long run and to enable the new head of the bank get acquainted with the project.
The key thing is there's no rush. It's better to have a perfect product than start a project and then, because this is a catalyst for a lot of things for Nigeria and for the diaspora. So it's a catalyst, and we're glad that we have a minister who actually, is even driving this even more than both agencies.
Mr. Usman Osidi noted that providing a platform where diaspora Nigerians can access funding facilities for housing projects is one of the pragmatic steps from the federal government in recognition of their contribution to the economic development of the country.
Madam Chairman, we have come to seek your understanding and indulgence to enable the bank to conclude due diligence on the product and set new dates which would not be too far from the current schedule.
The Diaspora Mortgage Housing Scheme is primarily targeted at Nigerians in the diaspora to help them become homeowners in their country and create credible investment opportunities for themselves and other Nigerians. In Abuja, Deborah Balagubo, NTA News.
To security, an illegal storage refinery site has been discovered at Okolomade community in Oduwa local government area of Rivers State during a surveillance led by Commander NNS Soro, Commodore Nanma Lakan. Ebinimizi Timiola reports.
The fight against illegal refining of petroleum products in the Niger Delta region by the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Soro is yielding positive results. The latest is the discovery of an illegal refining storage site at Okolomade community in Oduwa local government area of Rivers State. 3 tanks loaded with illegally refined AGU, pipes used for illegal refining, and a tricycle loaded with bags of crude oil were discovered. The commander, Nigerian Navy ship, said the discovery of illegal refining storage site is sequel to credible intelligence received by NNS Soro on suspicious activities taking place at Okolomade community, which necessitated the deployment of a quick response team to the location.
With what we have seen now, I'm still pleading with the perpetrators of this criminal act to please desist from it. Because the last time I told them that we are coming all after them. And I showed them that the long arm of the law will surely catch up with them.
The Nigerian Navy ship NNS Soro, while still on surveillance, arrested 3 suspects conveying illegally refined products for sale. From all indications, NNS Soro is not relenting in its responsibilities, as it could be recalled that the command at last week arrested 3 suspects with a truck loaded with 12,000 litres of illegally refined AGO. Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Navy remains a strategic enabler in the attainment of poverty eradication, especially through the enormous potentials of the blue economy. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this at the launch of 2 high-endurance offshore patrol vessels in Turkey, where she performed the age-long tradition of slipping the ship into water. Senator Tinubu says the 76 meters high vessels are a testament to the commitment of the Tinubu administration towards achieving a more secure maritime environment for economic development. Appreciating the Desan shipyard for the high-quality ship building capability as well as for attaining this milestone, the First Lady says the gathering will undoubtedly strengthen relationship between Nigerian Navy and the shipyard, as well as between Nigerian and Turkish governments.
This ship that we are launching today with her crew as they sail safely round the world and proudly fly the flag of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I pray the vessel will participate successfully in exercises and operations at both national and international levels.
In their comments, Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawale and Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala praised the Nigerian Navy's commitment towards securing the nation's territorial waters and enabling an improved blue economy, while Turkey's Deputy Minister of Defense Shwe Alpay and the Secretary of Defense Haluk Gorun note that there is room for more cooperation with Nigeria not only in the area of security but also economic development. Now, the Director of Special Duties, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, Ahmad Abba, has emerged the new Executive Vice President for Africa and Middle East region of the International Federation of Air Traffic Controllers Association. Abba's emergence was at the 63rd Annual Conference of the Global Air Traffic Controllers Body, which took place on Friday, April 19, 2024 in Singapore. Before his election into the new position, the Borno State-born alumni of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru Jos, was the regional vice president of the association in Western Sub-region. This is the first time in 63-year history of the global aviation professional body that a Nigerian is elected on the executive board. 13th Brigade Nigerian Army has emerged overall winner of the 2024 82 Division Inter-Brigade Corporal and Below competition held in Calabar. The brigade garnered a total of 6,940 points to defeat 4 other participating formations. Paul Abel reports.
13th Brigade.
To showcase their stamina, endurance, team spirit and confidence, where these participants dream from various brigades and formations under the 82 Division Nigerian Army. Events competed for include 10 kilometers cross-country run, map reading, range classification, and obstacle crossing. The General Officer commanding 82 Division, represented by the Division Training Officer, Brigadier General Okume Ejeri, lauded participants for exhibiting a high level of commitment and discipline while giving their best in the defense of their formation flag.
To remind us all that beyond these extra-regimental activities, we must not be complacent with our primary role of ensuring the safety of our dear nation, Nigeria. The fast-changing security environment and the evolving threats in our area of responsibility calls for proactive and pragmatic approach to tame this hydra-headed monster.
Individual participants and formations who distinguish themselves in various activities were also awarded. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, congratulates Nigeria's Tunde Onakoya for setting a new world chess record and etching the country on the world map. Akpabio describes Onakoya's achievement as typical of the audacity of Nigeria's spirit of determination, hard work and resilience, while expressing joy and celebrating the young Nigerian. Tunde Onakoya, who he says is imbued with the Nigerian spirit of determination, hard work and resilience, Akpabio says he has elevated our dear country in the Committee of Nations. Now we'll take a break now. Panorama returns shortly. Thanks for staying tuned. Now, the President of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has been nominated by the Inter-Parliamentary Union as a member of the Preparatory Committee for the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament, billed for 2025. The General Secretary of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, Martin Chungong, communicated the information to the Senate President. The nomination letter indicated that the Preparatory Committee for the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament will hold its first meeting at the IPU headquarters in Geneva from 16th to 17th May 2024. The Inter-Parliamentary Union World Conference of Speakers of Parliament, which commenced in 2000, is to hold every 5 years in collaboration with the United Nations and aims to reinforce the parliamentary dimension in the work of the UN and to bridge the democracy gap in international relations. The conference, which is tentatively scheduled to take place from Wednesday 30th July 2025 to Friday 1st August 2025, will be preceded by the Summit of Women Speakers in Bern on Tuesday 29th July. Now, as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway takes shape, Minister of Works Dave Umahi has inaugurated a committee that will value and process compensation to members of communities that are expected to lose their land as a result of the road construction. Abdullahi Mohammed reports that the minister charged the committee to carry out the assignment with due diligence.
It's the beginning of the 8-year journey of a 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Layers of basket of reinforcement berths being laid out, blanketed by concrete. The concrete technology pressing its way and remaining concretely as a policy thrust of the Renewed Hope movement.
Under this kind of arrangement,
on the menu for the chief strategist, a swift move to have a prudent compensation plan for all those who will have to make way for the road to meander. And the task is handed over to the committee with a clear roadmap.
Interact with the property owners that are going to be affected, and then, in their presence, in the presence of the committee and the SIA and the contractor, look at the compensation as enumerated to be paid. And where possible, you visit the site. And the moment we are using the federal rates.
For those who are still in the dark regarding progress made so far in the execution of the project, here is the light.
And graciously, Mr. President had approved that the Section 3 will start from Calabar, which is the end of the project, and start running towards Akwa Ibom. So the 700 kilometers is procured under phase 1 in phases, and it's EPC plus F. EPC plus F is engineering, procurement, construction, plus finance. And so under this kind of arrangement, the contractor is expected to, bring in certain amount of money, and federal government is expected to pay certain counterpart funding.
The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will no doubt bring so close to far ends, with huge opportunities knocking on the doors of millions. In Abuja, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
Now, social safety net programs are usually initiated to bridge the poverty margin and lift poor and vulnerable groups out of poverty. This report takes a look at federal government's efforts towards prioritizing social protection interventions in reducing poverty among Nigerians.
With a growing population of an estimated 200 million, the burden of ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources to vulnerable groups in the country is one the federal government took into consideration through the establishment of the National Social Investment Programs to reduce hardship from the poor and vulnerable in the society. To prioritize social protection interventions as a key strategy towards reducing poverty and socio-economic vulnerabilities in the country, the National Social Safety Nets project was introduced in 2016 in partnership with the World Bank to expand the development of safety nets to poor and vulnerable groups across the country. 4 clusters under the NSIP: NPOWER Scheme, Conditional Cash Transfer, Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, and the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, with beneficiaries attesting to its impact in their lives.
I thank the President for coming up with this program because I am using the money to sell cap.
The money I used to buy food for my family.
They are collecting 5,000 each month. So they come together to do local business like local beans, dadawa, groundnut, making oil, that is kuli.
Following alleged fraudulent activities in the National Social Investment Programs, the federal government, however, suspended all activities of the program. But as part of measures to sustain efforts and ease the burden on the poor and vulnerable groups, President Bola Tinubu also approved the disbursement of 42,000 metric tons of assorted grains to Nigerians to cushion the effect of the global economic challenges facing the country. However, concerns are for collective efforts in lifting millions of Nigerians out of poverty.
Now, next is the latest in the world of sports, and Bright Ebucho is our guide.
The highly anticipated Abuja City International Half Marathon proved to be a remarkable event. Shedrack Ngabao from Kenya emerged as the overall winner, setting a new record time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 58 seconds in the elite male category. Francis James, a native of Plateau State, secured the second position with a record time of 1 hour, 8 minutes and 2 seconds. Diaspora Telina from South Sudan came first with a record time of 1 hour, 20 minutes and 23 seconds in the elite female category.
The organization was very nice. Controlling of the vehicles was very nice. So we hope to be here again.
I'm very happy to be here in Abuja today for this marathon.
Thank God I did finish second position. I said I thank God. Yeah, that's my first race to come win this second position in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Premier Football League resumes action with match day 31 on Sunday. Kano Pillars will host Gombe United at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. Katsina United, currently in 7th place, will face Sporting Lagos, while Kwara United will go up against Aqua United. Lobby Stars of Makurdi will have a home game against Bendel Insurance, and Niger Tornadoes will take on Doma United. Eimba, also known as the People's Elephant, will travel to Akure for a match against Sunshine Stars. After a pivotal miss in the Manchester City's UEFA Champions League penalty shootout defeat, Bernardo Silva scored the winner for the citizens as they reached the FA Cup final, inflicting Chelsea's 10th loss in their 13th trip to Wembley. In the English Premier League, Burnley has significantly improved their chances of staying in the Premier League by defeating Sheffield United 4-1 at Bramall Lane on Saturday afternoon. For sports updates, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
And that's it on Panorama today. Thanks for watching.